Hello everyone, it's Pam here with Tattered Paper and Lace. Welcome back to my channel, and as promised today I wanted to show you, so we're here today for my Build-A-Book Steampunk Journal process, and so I want to show you, I've got the signatures together. I think I've got them the way I want them. I wanted to show you the cover. So let me grab that. I don't know yet what I'm going to do on the front of the cover, but as decoration goes, but this is my cover, and this is a Reader's Digest that has been covered with gold duct tape and then black painted on and wiped off. So that is what I'm using. I have made my, this is my card that the signatures are going to sew into this, and I'll have a piece of paper over it, or I'll have Tyvek or something as a source for supporting the spine, so that will be across here. So this will be against here. There'll be a piece of paper over here and a piece of paper over in the back. Well, maybe not in the back, but anyway, this is it. And I've decided 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 signatures is what I want to do. And if you can see, I have spaced them about 1/4 of an inch apart, and this fits perfectly in my spine, and my spine was I've got to cut it down, it's too long. My spine is about 1 3/4 inches, I think I measured. Let's double check. I think that's what it was, or thereabout, close to. Yes, about 1 3/4 inches. So I'm going to do 6 signatures in here, and I'm going to have to cut this down. Normally, and this is, I've made this cover some time ago, and normally I would not have put this up here, folded this up. Yeah, this is kind of cut right here, and then I folded this up. And normally I wouldn't do that because this should go under it a little bit, but I'm not going to be able to do that, because actually that's if I'm going to support this more, and I don't think it needs more. This book was in very good shape. So what I want to do is I need to cut it down. I'm not going to actually cut it. I'm just going to mark it right now. But I need to cut it the length of my signatures, not the length of the book. So discount what I said a while ago. This is supposed to be the length of the books, so I need to cut it about right there. I will do that later. I don't need this yet because we're not going to sew the signatures in as of yet. So I don't really need that. I just wanted to kind of show you what I've been doing. This, I did this cover more than a year ago. So I have a video on the process of making this cover. So I will link that in the description box below if you'd like to go and see how I do that. But I am going to use the 6 signatures. And so let me bring you up just a touch. So this is, I probably need to bring you up just a little bit more. Hold on. And I'll bring you back down. This is how this is going to look in here. I don't know if you can see it. My lighting, I don't have a good way to do lighting, so I apologize. So this is going to fit in here nicely with 6 signatures. I laid them in and place them where, about like they're going to be. And this closes quite flat, even with the signatures in here with no decoration. So I think I'll be good. I have an idea for a closure if I should decide I need one, but that won't be until the end, before I do the inside covers. So this is what my book looks like. Again, I will link in the description box below the process for doing that. I am going to bring you back down. For one, I want to sit, and I have to bring you down low enough so I can see in the camera. Okay, so what I want to do today First, let me bring it back up a little bit, because what I have here, I'm just going to show you a little corner. I have a box, and I've sorted out all the things that I think I might use in this journal. And I've got them in little pouches. And so what I want to do today is just start. I'm going to pull out one of the packets, because the one I want to start with is the one of ephemera that has already been made, which is this one. These are just Dollar Tree pouches that I've had. I used them for something else, and then I decided I liked doing something a different way for what I use these for, and so these were just available now to put in. So I've divided up my ephemera wannabes between ephemera already made, blank tags, and larger pieces that I might use on those tags to decorate. Fabric, little bits of fabric, some little smaller cardstock and things, decorative cardstock and things I might use, some frames, some die cuts, advertising pieces, vintage ephemera, and I think that's, and then I have some stickers and some blank paper to make pockets and that sort of thing with. So that's kind of where we're at the moment. So what I want to do, bring it down just a little bit. I need to be able to see in the camera. I want to pull out things in here, in this pouch. So I'm going to start with this. This one actually should have been, it's not finished, so it should have been in this other pouch. So let me switch it over. There. And this should also have been in that pouch. So I spent quite a bit of time. Well, how did I must have picked the wrong pouch to put these things in. Okay, that's done. That's done. This I'm not going to use. I don't even know why that's in there. Let's lay it over here. These are not finished. They needed to be over here. I evidently got the wrong pouch out, or I had them all in the box and I just was stuffing things in them. Okay, so what I have here for first, I don't know if I'll use this or not. I cut it out of the Tim Holtz die cut that is this little slip pocket, and this is what was on the front. So I may or may not add that. I don't need it for the packaging because it's easy to see what that is, and so I didn't. I just thought it was kind of cool, so I cut it out, and I cut out in between everything. So I may use that, I may not. These are just some journaling cards from a scrapbooking pad. This is, along with, let me show you these because they go together. This and this, I'm going to use as belly bands. And these were from a greeting card making kit. So this was already a collaged piece. It's all one piece. I covered up with this photo and this washi tape the sentiment that was on it, whether it was happy birthday or thinking of you or whatever it might be. I went about covering up the things that weren't appropriate for this journal, and this is a true wax seal that I put over part of it here. So that and this are from the same kit. It looks like it was, these are the 4 cards that you were to make out of this. I also covered up, because I'm going to use this, probably cut this apart and use these as little embellishments. So I covered up with smaller things the bits that didn't apply to this particular journal. So that gave me another little piece. So that can be a whole journaling card just like it is, or I'm probably going to cut it up and use it as smaller embellishments. So that's what these 2 things are. So I want to urge you to look at all the things you have. I bought this because I liked what this looked like, but I don't make greeting cards, so I never did anything with it. And as I was looking around for things, I said, oh, this would make a really good belly band. So I have these 2 things for belly bands. And therefore I'm using it without putting it to waste. That needed to lay aside. This needed to lay aside. Okay, what I have here, I think I've shown this in other videos along the way, as I was doing and making things, just to show you how to do and make things. This is a little journal to go inside the journal that's just random bits of paper. And this cover is made from aluminum foil on cardstock, and I colored it with alcohol inks. So I wanted to, this was a trial. I have this in a tutorial video of how to turn, I think I called it aluminum foil to forged metal or something like that. It's under the tutorials in my playlist. Die cut from Tim Holtz, and then just some bits of things. So that is going to go in somewhere, and I'm not sure exactly where yet. This is the things I just wanted to show you what I had to work with. This I may or may not use. I do like this bookmark looking thing, which I don't remember. I bought from somewhere, but I don't remember now where it was. Maybe Stamperia, I'm not sure. Anyway, and so there's some things in here that may or may not get used. But I also don't know if this is something I would use in this journal. It doesn't quite fit the mood. So I'm thinking, we'll lay it over here because I'm thinking I probably won't use it in this. This was just a tuck spot that was already made. I do like it. I do think I will use it in here. So I'm just kind of laying things up at the top here in categories. Something that's inserts, something that's pockets, belly bands, whatever. This is something that I just made from things on my desk one day. And this is an instant oatmeal bag. I am going to use this in the journal as a pocket, as well as this one. This is a faux postcard that I made from wallpaper. And this is stamping along with the writing in the back and the dragonfly. The only thing that was on the wallpaper were these grayish colored leaves and the distressed background. So that is going to get used in this pocket, I think. So this is another pocket I just made. Just one day when I had too many things on my desk, and I said, okay, let me just make something. So I love to make these little oatmeal pouches into pockets for a journal. So that'll get used. This is another thing I just made from this was a utensil holder. And so underneath here, you can maybe see some shadow. That was a fork, a knife, and a spoon printed on this. So I just covered that up. This is a vintage check. This is from a typography book. And I just made this into a little pouch. And so we have, I'm going to have to make a longer card to go in here. So I'll just use these little cards in the front. And this is, my husband and I went to Greece, and this is lamb's wool with lamb's wool slippers, as we bought as a gift. And this was the tag on the front and back of the tag. So I liked the way that looked. And I put an eyelet in the corner of each one. And I am going to probably tuck those in here. That's where they are for now. They may go into a smaller pocket so they don't go all the way down. But that is another pocket that I've made. Here we have a bag, just a little craft bag that I have made into, that I will use as a pocket. And this may be a flip out because it's lighter weight. But this background is also wallpaper. The storefront here is wallpaper. These are Tim Holtz people, and then just some little bits, from wherever I could find little bits. And that's going to be a flip out, I'm pretty sure. Then I also have this pocket, which I've made a long time ago out of a number 10 business envelope. And I think that might also be, and I just have various things in here. That's going to also be a pocket. This is a piece of wallpaper I may or may not use. I have not decided on that. I'm going to lay that up there. This is a pocket that I bought for scrapbooking a long time ago. Never used it, and so I think it will match color-wise in this journal very well. So I'm going to possibly make that also a flip out. Then this is another scrapbooking thing that I had purchased I never used. I may see about doing this a flip up. It won't be on the front page like this, but on one of the pages, and let this be a pocket in the front, and then it'll be a tuck spot in the back. Maybe. Don't know yet. Thoughts. This is a piece of printed canvas that I bought at an antique store. It's not antique, it's just an antique image on this, printed on this canvas. And I'm going to use that somewhere. I think that looks really nice. So that I'm going to put that up there with the wallpaper. And then I have this card that was from packaging for this little flip over notebook thingy here. And I may or may not use that. It would be a journaling card if I decide to, and I probably will back it with coffee dyed paper. So we're going to lay this over here with the journaling cards. And then I have this other scrapbooking envelope that I didn't use when I was scrapbooking that I think also will go color-wise in here, and that is, it would be another pocket. This is something from K & Company and their Smash Books. This was an accessory for the Smash Books. And it says, "This is where I keep my bright ideas." I am going to possibly use this in here somewhere. It opens up like a matchbook, and it has the little tabs to put your bright ideas. And so I'm thinking about using that. I could use that, take out the inside, and just use it as a flip up to journal on. I'm not sure yet how I will use that exactly, but in some form or fashion. And then this is a Clinker Brick Winery, and this is Old Vine Zinfandel. This is a coaster that's burlap printed on. I am probably going to take this backing off because it is not burlap. It is just a polyester sort of backing, and this is a coaster that I picked up from somewhere. I wanted to use the fabric part of this, and this really probably should have gone in the fabric section of my pouches over here. And then I have this rub-on that will no longer rub on. So rub-ons do have a life. I've had these for a long time, and they don't rub off anymore, so they won't actually rub on. So I will trim around it a little closer, and I will just glue it on. I did that in another journal, and that works out quite well. So now that's the ephemera I'm looking at today. And this is probably all I'm going to do today, if I even find a place for all of these things today. But I wanted to kind of give you an overview of my pages. I did wind up doing 6 signatures with, most of them have 8 pages. I think 2 of them have 9 pages. And I've used various different sorts of things. And even though I have quite a bit of printed or decorative somethings in here, there will be plenty of place to write because, I mean, I would even write over this because I will be doing lots of journaling cards and pockets to put things in and so forth and so on. And like I'm going to use this as a flip out. So I'm thinking actually that this is where I want to put this. And I'll put it toward the bottom. And I think this is where I want to put that. So I'm going to leave that here right now because I think that's where I want to put it. Let's flip out. Like I said, the digital kit, I don't normally use digital kits. This is probably only the 3rd time ever. 3rd time ever, I think, that I've used a digital kit. I don't normally do digital kits because I like for my journals to have their own look. So I don't usually do that. But this particular style journal, I felt like it needed something that had some of these very steampunk sort of images because I didn't have a whole lot of that sort of thing. So I'm using that to help create the mood for this journal. So again, here we just have a variety of things. This is from a chemistry book, this thick, that I got free at a thrift store that has the chemical formulas on it. And as I said in the beginning, steampunk is, as you know, it was supposed to be during the Industrial Revolution, but it is a fantastical sort of thing with steam-powered fantastical machinery. So I'm calling it steampunk-ish because I don't know if I'm going to be able to achieve the fantastical part, but in any case, I went ahead, as I was putting this together, I saw these things, and so I want this to be on here as a little tab on this little short piece. I will collage something back here that will show through the window, and it's probably going to be a photo. So that is, I've got that clip there because I know I want to use that there. Pages like this, I will oftentimes take a pocket like this and fasten it to the page and leave it overlapping so that this comes all the way out to the edge because this is a short page. I have also been known to tear this page down and still attach something like this to the page and use it as just a little hinge, sort of. So that could very well go there. So we're going to lay that there for the moment. Don't know if that's where it's really going to go, but I'm going to lay that there for the moment. And this is from, these pages are coffee dyed, and they're from a Boeing 747 mechanical manual. Ooh, I think I want this in the back here instead of in the front of this. Let's do this one back here instead. I think I like that better. Yes. I try to put things in the front and the back, in the front and the back, instead of everything as I go through the pages, because I wind up getting to the very end and I'm running out of steam. So I'm running out of ideas, and I somehow it seems to have less things in the back. I don't know that that's really true, but somehow it seems to me. Anyway, I wanted to show you this little fold-out piece here is from packaging. And I took the packaging and covered the inside with Tim Holtz tissue. So all of this is Tim Holtz tissue. And I think that I like the way that turned out. I think it turned out quite nicely. So there is the third signature. This is scrapbooking paper. I have another piece of that. In this, I have several pages from a typography book of lettering and that sort of thing. And this page I love. I love these dies for printing because I worked at a printing company when I was in college. I worked in the area where they used these, and just so that has a fond memory for me. So we just have different varieties. This is vintage craft paper. And then I have, this is from a book on weaving. And then again, just, this is my coffee dyed lace paper where I have a lace plastic tablecloth I put over it to make the imprint. I took these typography, and I'll show you this in just a minute. I took these typography pages. This backside was white, too white, kind of a bluish white. So I printed a coffee dyed image over it to, instead of coffee dyeing it. And I like how that turned out. That just has a little bit different look. I have this pocket here because I think this is where I want it to go. And I got this from here. It's the industrialization of Europe from 1780 to 1914. I'm getting some images out of this book to use in, if I can find it, oh, here it is, to use in this journal because the time frame fits nicely with what would be the steampunk era. So I have not gotten them all out. I've just cut them out and I've laid them here. But like, you know, here is a horse-drawn. It's not really horse-drawn, or I don't know what it is, but that's sort of a fantastical thing. And then factories, and that's sort of fantastical. So this had images in it that I thought would fit nicely with this, that I will use to make tags and or put in pockets or whatever. But this also, so this is the book pocket, you know, when you check it out of the library, because this is from the Flint River Regional Library. And so this is your checkout card. I took the card. It was blank from here down. Didn't even have lines. This is an image from the industrialization book, and this is that card for this book. So I just made a tag out of it, and this is going to go in here just because I'm using images from this book. And I thought he looked like an inventor, and I liked him peeking out the top. So that's going there. That's my plan at this point. I think that probably will work fine. So they're kind of I don't like to do a formula for my signatures. So the only formula I really have is that the first of each page is from this kit, and it's called Gentleman and Scholar from Ephemera's Vintage Garden. So all of them have that as a cover. All of them, well, not all of them, but some of them have this paper, airplane folding paper, and some of them have this from the manual, but they're all not, and some of them have this, but they all don't have all of it. They each have some of it. I had an extra piece from the kit that I put in the center of this signature, and they all have a piece of coffee dyed paper. So I don't use a formula except for the one thing. The only formula I have is that each one has the kit as its cover, the kit page. Everything else is, some have this, some have that. This is, I want to cover this page, and this is from a Reader's Digest, and it's a picture that looks like it's from the same era that we're looking at, because these ladies have the bicycle here, and that looks, if you can see that, that looks like the attire and the kind of bicycle that they may have, like in the 1914 era. So that I'm going to actually just glue on this page, just like that, because I didn't really care for that. I left this, I'm going to leave this on the other side maybe, but I love this piece from the typography book. And then this is from a blueprint. I'm not sure what it's a blueprint of, because this is the only piece I have. I don't know where it even came from. I can't remember where it came from. This is from a different kit from Ephemera's Vintage Garden, and this one is called Steampunk Voyage, I think, or something like that. Anyway, it only had a few pages, and this is the only one I really like. One of them is very, very blue. More blue than I need to have in this journal. So here we are. This is what we're going to do now. I am going to, like I said, I've already placed one something in. So what I do is I don't I don't sew the signatures in yet, because I may want to do some stitching with my sewing machine. And it's just easier to do that when you don't have it in the book yet. So What I want to concentrate on today is, like I said, these things that I showed you. And so I am going to see if some of this will work in here. Now, I don't really want to cover that up because I like these blocks here, so that I'm not going to do anything like that there, but I may do a little cluster up here or something. The pages that are blank are just I usually just do a little cluster on those. So far, I'm not seeing anything here where I want to put anything in particular. So, except this. I do think this is where I'm going to put this. So we're just going to go ahead and commit to that. Now, this, as you see, I kept this to be my hinge. So I'm going to glue this down, but as you see, it doesn't go all the way up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this at an angle right here to accommodate, and then I will, I'm out of frame. Hold on. I'm running out of room already. So I'm going to mark this, and I'm just going to cut this right here, right along the edge of that, at that angle, because what I'm going to do, I will show you, is I will glue this down, and then this will be the flap, and I'm going to glue this on top of it. So when you open this up, it'll be like that. So I might have to cut that just a little bit more on that tip right there. Just like that. And then over here, it can either be writing space, or it can be, I may do some sort of collage on top of that. But I'm going to just glue this down. I just think that gives it a little more interest. To not cut that off. It also will support this a little bit to make that, because this is kind of thin paper, so it will make that a little bit more sturdy. And then I will take this. We'll just glue this right along here. And then I will lay this, excuse me, I will lay this right along here. And then we'll be making a tag or a journaling card or something to go in this. And so I'm just going to put that in there just like that. And then this will be a flip out. Now, I may see, because this is thin paper, so this possibility I may do a washi tape across there. I have one. Let me get it out. I meant to already have it out. And show you the one I'm thinking about doing there. Is this one right here. I think this came from Temu. And I will maybe put it right along here, just to reinforce this hinge right here. I will think about that. I may use one that has more color. I'm not sure at this point, but we have that in. So that is going to go there. So that is the only thing I have in here at the moment. I did add this sticker. This had these two things on it as printed on there, and then I added this sticker and this faux tape to the back of this, just because I liked the sticker, and it fit in nicely. So I just did that just for the heck of it. All right, let's see. Let's go through here again and see if there's anything inspiring to go in here. I'd like to use this thing. I would have to go this way as a tuck spot, or a pocket in this direction. I don't think I like it there. I could use this one. Go in there. I would possibly glue the flap down. Oh, and I could fold this over and then do the string, the button string thing. I don't like that there either. Let's see, how about this one? Maybe. Not feeling inspired here on that. This is just a piece of tracing paper. I decided not to, because this has some foxing along the edge, some distressing along the edge of the chemistry book. I decided not to do anything with that. Okay, how about we could do this? One of these would fit nicely on this. Maybe even this on that. I don't like that. See, I want this to be next to something with the green in it. And then especially, so I think this is not the right place for this. That also is not either. This one I like better, but I actually think I'd like it better over here because this is already dark. And this, I'm afraid, is probably too lightweight to carry a pocket. So I'm not feeling inspired to do anything with these yet. So I usually have to flip through a number of times before I get truly inspired. Okay, this I did not coffee dye, and that is a little bit white. So I may or may not print something on the other side of that, or I may coffee dye it. I'm not feeling inspired with anything here either. And I see I like this next to this, but I don't want to cover up this. So let's see what this looks like over here. I could put this here because I don't care for this much of that darker green. And I could put this here. I kind of like that. Or is it too blended? Okay, I'm double questioning that. So I'm just going to move on until something is inspiring to me. Now this, for some reason, because I have this in it. I was going to say this feels thicker. I forgot I had this in there. I may have to switch this out. This is, with this tab on it, is bulky. And so I may have to, and even this is a little bulky. I may or may not take that off. I might leave that, but this is a little bit bulky. So I don't know if I'll leave that on there or not. Let me show you how I made this. It's a pocket up here. So if you glue it and make it a pocket in the back, you could. So this is a pocket up here. I folded up the bottom of the envelope, and then, but I opened up the end of it here. So I have one pocket here and one pocket here. So this is a 3-pocket thing with the envelope. I made this a long time ago. I have a little box of ephemera that I go through when I'm making a journal and pull out things I think may work in something. So that's why I wondered why this felt thicker. It feels pretty thick. It might be too thick, so I may have to rethink that. Feels pretty thick. I do want to put this here. So I am going to go ahead and do that. I want that to be like a tab. So, and this came on something. It wasn't really, it's not a piece of vintage ephemera or anything. It was on a package of some kind, I think, if I'm remembering correctly. But I could be wrong. I could be wrong about it. It's not a Tim Holtz, even though it has a Tim Holtz feel to it. It is not a Tim Holtz. I do know that. I actually think it was part of the packaging for something, but I can't remember exactly now where I acquired that. But I liked it right here as a tab on that page. And again, I may come and do something across here. I really don't know. I may just do some stamping on this side. I don't know yet. All those things come as they come, and I don't necessarily know what I'm going to do in one direction or another at any point in time. I just do things, put it in, say, yeah, I think I like it there. Like, I think I like this here. I could also pull it out, give it a little more interest if I pull it out rather than putting it straight here. And then it would be, I can make this be a pocket on this side as well. I do kind of like that. I think I have the pages in the order that I want them in. So let me see. This might do better because it's more, this is more in the color of that. So let me see what I think about that. And this is, I didn't take this out. This is a folded thing. So these, I may change what's in the pocket here. I don't know. So I could do that. Could do it more in the middle. Again, not feeling particularly inspired. How about this? Now I like that. I'm looking because I have, this is a little more in the color of this, so I like that. I also could do that. And you noticed I folded this crooked. I meant to give it a little more interest. And that's why I will tear off, like I would tear off a piece of this and just have a piece of it, and then it would be, you know, torn right here. You could write on the back of this. I also put eyelets on this. I don't think I mentioned that. Now I kind of like that here, but I'm not going to commit. I like it here. I think I am going to tear off this page. I like this next to this because the coloring looks good together. I'm going to put this here, but I'm not married to that yet. But I'm going to put that there because I think that might work. I'm not married to this yet either. I could also put this just in a pocket and let it be a pocket in a pocket, and then you can write on the back of this as well. So I might do that. I'm not married to that, so we're not gonna fasten it in yet, unless I really, 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 really am committed. I don't want to fasten anything in, and that's kind of how I work. I will put things where I think I'd like for them to be, where I think they will look good, and then I go back, revisit, decide whether that really is what I want to put there. Now I like this here. This is, no, I don't care for that. I like this here. How about that here? No, not doing anything for me. I like the layering of this, the different sizes. So I actually don't think, oh, I've got the belly bands too, so I need to be looking and thinking about that. I think if I'm going to do something on here, it'll just be on here because I like this layering. So this has a lot of neutral in this little section here. So I need to think about what to do about that, because too much of that I don't like. I like for it to have something a little more interesting. Okay. So I am married to this. I am going to do this. This is going to go right here. I think I will just do it on 3 sides. Well, no, because see, this has some sticky on it because it was stuck to the book. So I am not going to do that. I'm going to glue it all the way down. But I do like this right here, so I'm going to go ahead and put this down. And so it takes me a while to do this because I'm flipping back and forth and flipping back and forth and deciding, do I like this here? Is this really what's going to look the best here? You know, blah, blah, blah. I do a lot of that. I guess everybody does who makes journals. I don't know. But I will put this down. I do like this. I kind of like that peeking over the side, over the top. And we'll just let that be that. I may, and I'll tell you what else I do when I put down something that's, whoops, sorry, it's kind of tight, is I take this fold folder and I go in and I kind of open it up a little bit because I want things to slip in and out easily. Now, I don't know, I don't think I'm going to put a tab or anything on this. I think this is just going to be like the library card that normally comes in it. So I don't think I'm going to do anything more than that. So I've got that in there. I need to keep remembering to close my glue so that I can use it again. I do have, you know, and I have a whole, and I'll go over that too in just a minute. I have a whole little tray of things over here, bits and pieces. Okay, I've made a pocket out of this, so that will be a pocket, but I could do like a, make this be a belly band over here. Now this one, I'm going to have to do it more, I think, more than just the pencil, because I don't want it to be, so I may have to, I'm not sure, I may have to put something behind that to make that be a little bit more sturdy. I don't think just the pencil points. Now the ruler points just up here and here is would be fine. I do kind of like that there. Now I try to keep the blank pages blank enough. See, I might do this here because you can't write on this page, but this makes a nice background. So I would put this like here because it makes a nice background and you're not able to write on it. And I hate to cover up the writing spaces, so I try not to. Although if I did a belly band and you took out whatever was in the belly band, you could write behind it. There's nothing to say that you couldn't. I could do this way so that this is straight and the pencil is slanted. This is how I think they intended it to go on the card. Let me see if I can see that card again over here. And we can see how they intended it, because that's what this is the example. Okay, they intended for this to be straight and the pencil to be crooked. You got the card bases, which are these things right here, and then the little embellishment pieces. So it's very simple to make a card. I just don't make cards, even when they're this simple. So, and then we can make that be here, or I could glue it down and make this be a pocket, or put it a little further down and make it be a little tuck spot. I'm not married to it, but I'm going to leave that right there. This is going to be a flip out, and you could do all kinds of journaling here. This also could be used for this. Not quite big enough. I also could use it over here. This page is not quite big enough for that. Although I could leave it sticking out. No, I'm gonna leave it right there. I'm not sure about that. So anyway, and see, I won't do anything to these. This is here just for that. And I'm not sure I like it. I may take it out and do something different right there. Okay, we have here. Okay, now see here. Here we go. I like this better here because you've got this same green here. So I'm thinking I might put that right there. But I also think that if I do, I want to rip that off and do it in so that it would be, let me do it this way. So that would be shorter. This would be on here, and then this would be part of the background. That would be part of the background, and that would be part of the background of that. And that is what I'm going to do. And what I'll do is I'm just going to rip it. Just going to rip it just like that. And sometimes I rip these off and I leave this for the person who purchases the journal to add their own little bits, whether it is just a card like this, whether it is a business card, or whatever it might be. But I do like this, so and if I guess I'm going to have to leave that in there now, right? Because this is what drew me to doing this. I may even like this side better. I think I might like that better. Then you've got journaling inside here, and you've got this, and you have this. I think I like that better. That I can change again if I decide to, but I'm just going to do this right on the edge of this, just like this. And then I have to make something to go in there. So this is my process. This is how I work. Everybody works differently, and nobody is incorrect. Everybody works in their own way, you know, and hopefully I give you some tips that help you work better or easier, or maybe I help you think of something that you had not thought of before, that has given you a tip, an idea, or whatever. So that's really why I'm doing this. See how I made this one shorter? I did that on purpose for the same reason that I just tore this off. And I may leave this one. I may not put anything on it, or I may just put a little something on it up here, or I may just put a tab on it, and then it's left for the user to do what they would like to do with it. Okay, one last signature. Let's just go through and see if I see anything. Now, I'm going to leave this. I will show you this again. I think I showed you this. This is a piece of wallpaper border. I folded this over. I totally like how that looks. Again, it's the layering. I just love the different levels. I am going to do this, and I am going to do this right here. I do need to cut this down. I was originally going to cover the whole page, but I think I'm going to cut this down right along the edge of the picture and have the border of the background be the border. And if I don't like it next to this color, then I will have to put it somewhere else, and I will put something else over this page here. But we're going to try this first. I was going to cover the whole page and leave the white border, but I don't know if that's what I want to do. So we're going to try this. If I don't like this, then we'll do something different. And I'll use this somewhere else. And the reason I was going to cover the whole page is because I'm not sure what I think about that. I would want it to be like that. I do like this next to that. So, and this is okay, this is another little flip out thing. I can see doing that right there. I like that. I'm going to do that. This is just going to be glued down. No pocket or anything, just completely glued down. I like that. I like the way these look together. This flips out so you can still do the writing there. I'm going to do it. I'm not... do I want to fold? No, I don't. I'm not going to fold that down. I'm going to leave it just like that. And it'll just be a pocket here. It'll flip out. You can write here. You can write here. That's what I'm doing. Okay, I think I might do this with glue stick, because this is a page from the Reader's Digest, as I mentioned, and it's nice paper. Some of the Reader's Digest doesn't have very nice paper, and some have very nice paper. This is one that had pretty nice paper, but I think it will stick well. I'm not a fan, as you may know about me. I am not a fan of glue stick. I don't necessarily think they hold the best of anything, but what I am going to do is I will do this, and then I'm going to put the art glitter glue around the edge. And that way, I feel like it will stay. But that's what I'm going to do. See, when I know it, and I do it. When I feel like that is exactly it, this is the thing that needs to go here, then I will go ahead and do it. But if I'm not convinced, then I wait until I am convinced that this is the thing, and this is the thing. This is exactly what I see should go here. And believe it or not, the journals do tell me what they want sometimes. I know people think that's crazy, but they do. I mean, as I'm working on it, it's just, yeah, I'm going to do that. And that says, on the edge of. Okay, that's funny. And it had a little bit of white right there. I'm going to ink that just a bit. Okay, I like that. That is good. Set this over here. Set this aside now. And then let me bring this back over, because I'm going to do the same thing with this that I did with the other one. And like I'm just going to glue this one down. I can cut that later if I decide to. But right now I'm just going to go ahead and glue it down. But if I decide I want to glue this a little bit down, I can do that later, another time. So these were little pockets and things that I had when I was doing scrapbooking, and I don't scrapbook anymore, so I need to use these things up. Okay, perfect. Again, I may need to pull that down just a little bit. I may need to, yeah, I'm gonna do the same thing to this one I did to the other one. So I will just cut it right along here. Just like that. And then this goes in here. Then I will glue this down. And then I will do something probably to reinforce this little hinge here. But this, I'm going to go ahead and glue it down. This little piece. And that way, yep, okay. Because these are, like I said, they're kind of thin. I think it'll work fine, but I just don't want the hinge to get out on me. Okay, there we go. I like that. Okay, let's move on. It's kind of interesting color. And that does look nice with that, but I don't want it right there. I'll do it on this side if I do it. I'm going to leave it laying there because I think that might look nice there. So I will leave that there for now. Let's see if either one of, let's see, I only have this one left. And I don't like that. So I think I like this here. I'm gonna leave it there. I'm not gonna put it in yet though. See, I don't mind this page as much. I don't know if it's because this neck, I don't know. I don't mind this one as much. I liked what this said. It says, press hard, you are making 3 copies. So I thought that was kind of fun too. Okay, so that's all I'm gonna do today. That is the first brush through. I will probably do some decorating outside of videoing, but I will show you what I do. If I do that, I will carry you along. And see, that's beginning to get fatter already. It does not take long for it to get fat. So I won't do any more pockets than what I have made, and all of them may not even make it in here, because I will do other things. And that's why that one pocket that has that thicker bit in it, I try to keep those things thin. And I think it was in this one. I'm probably going to take that out. And I may not even use this, because this is why I don't mass make things. Because most of the time when I make something, I never find a place to use it. But I like these better than this, I think. I don't know. I like this here. I will take this out, though. I do like this one here, actually. But I'm going to take that out, and I'll do either. I won't do, because this is just a little piece of, looks like ledger paper. Okay, I'm going to leave that in there for now. So I'm made like that, but I'm not going to be able to do, maybe not every pocket. I have 2 more pockets and 1 more journaling spot. Belly band. And then I will keep this in here as I work on it, and then I put a weight on it. Because it will flatten more, and I definitely want to be able to put this in. It will flatten over time. So I have these cool weights. I got it in a estate sale. I have no idea what they're for, but they screw apart, and they're heavy. So I set that on top of this to weight it down, and it's actually not quite thick enough to do it that way. Well, yeah, it'll be all right. So this is, and then I'll leave that sitting overnight until I work on it again to weight it down, and that helps flatten it. So that is my video for today. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it wasn't too long for you. Fast forward through the things that don't interest you as much, but I just wanted to come and show you my process. So I appreciate you coming along, and thank you all for subscribing, of those of you who have subscribed. And if you haven't subscribed, please do. And hit the notification bell. You get further videos from me. And we are going to go through this whole bookmaking process together. We'll sew in the signatures together. We'll finish decorating. I will decorate some outside of videoing, but I will show you what I do if I do that. So I just wanted to kind of go through my process. I've not done this before, so bear with me, and thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.